When I go to hotels, I love to take the towels, the soaps, the shampoos.
It's okay to take those.
I even like to take the sheets, though.
Come on, we all do it. And now it's time to come clean.
Have you ever stolen office supplies, cheated on an exam, or lied about birth control to try and get pregnant?
He was a really nice guy, and I'm sure our kids would have been hot.
Oh my God! Tyra starts now. Really cool. I was hanging out in our Tyra Show offices here the other day, and we started having a conversation, me and the producers and some of the people here, and we were sitting around talking about bad stuff. Bad stuff that you do when nobody is watching or you think you're not going to get caught. Like you're at a hotel and, ooh, those towels are nice. Those towels are real nice. Or at the grocery store and you're hungry. You know when you shop and you're like hungry, it makes you buy more stuff. But also when you're in the produce section, grapes is looking real nice. Uh-huh. Or what about this? Oh my God, this dress is so expensive, but I really, really need it for this party and I'm gonna wear it once and return it. Uh-huh. Or what about when you're shopping for something and you're paying for, like, I don't know, some food or something, and you're supposed to get $5 back and the cashier's not paying attention at Starbucks and gives you a 20. And what do? Or do you give it back? Or what about, like, you just, had a hard night and you were just hanging out and you don't feel like going to work in the morning, so you I know everybody got that special voice, that cough that they use. Well, we did a social experiment that we created to find out just how bad people are. How bad are you? Watch this, and I want you to see if you can identify yourself. The guests were invited to a singles mixer at Stitch in Midtown Manhattan, where they thought they'd just be hanging out, having a couple of cocktails, and then taking home some souvenirs at the end of the night. And all the guests got to talk with the Tyra Show staff and the roving camera crew that was doing interviews in the bar area. People who participated in what they thought was a Tyra dating event, but there was something they weren't aware of. Check it out. Now, what the guests didn't see were the hidden cameras that were watching them from every corner of the restaurant, as part of a social experiment that would put them into a number of should I or shouldn't I situations. One of the first things the hidden cameras spotted was the activity around this happy hour buffet. The sign clearly says it's only for P. Sullivan and Associates. And that should mean it's hands off for everyone else, right?
What are they going to say? You're not supposed to eat them?
Well, more than one guest seemed to think it was okay to just grab a little something. But Gina, Mark, and Marie definitely were not shy about digging in. And when the waiter asked if they were with the group the buffet was supposed to be for,
aren't you guys with the Peace Sullivan party?
They just shrugged and then kept on eating. We got Mark, Gina, and Marie here. So, Gina, you saw that sign and you said, I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember seeing it, but I just started going in and kept going.
And then what about you, Mark? Were you concerned at all that wasn't for you, that it was for a special group, the food?
I was just hungry. I just wanted to eat. That's what I do. I'm an eater.
And Marie, what about you?
Well, I just saw the mozzarella sticks there, and that's one of my favorite foods, so I just had to go for it.
Was it the fried mozzarella?
Yes.
Ooh, girl. Did they have the tomato sauce?
It was good. It was a little cold because we waited too long to eat it.
Oh, but you were doing that. Were you eyeing it for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many of you guys would eat something at an event that you would know you were not supposed to? Anybody? Anybody? Yeah? Yeah? So a lot of you guys, I'll admit that I was in Hawaii once and there was a wedding. This is before I was kind of known where I would be recognized, and the wedding hadn't started yet, and they laid out the food. Child, I walked by there, just ate that. Something about food just calls your name when your name is not on the thing to be called. All right, let's see what else happened at the event. When the guests went to pay for their drinks, the hidden cameras had another chance to catch them off guard. The bartender had agreed to help out with the experiment by pretending to accidentally give the guests too much change. When Gavin realized he had an extra $10, he immediately knew what he would do with it. Buy another beer. But when Angela found an extra 10 in her change, she seemed to take a moment to think about what she should do. And then she grabbed that money and took off. But a few minutes later, she's back. Did her conscience get to her? She just forgot her credit card. Like, oh my gosh, she came back.
I know, no, but I tipped her. Whatever. She left over, so it wasn't that bad. But I was like, I don't know, should I take it or should I not? But then I was like, you know what, let me just give her a good tip.
And then Gavin, more beer.
Well, but I also, one of my friends came and I gave her the remainder of the money for a drink herself, so I was kind of a charity.
Oh, so you gave it.
I was
bartender gave you too
the...
much, and then you paid it forward by buying somebody else a drink.
I reinvested
That's
the money
funny.
in the bar.
Oh, what would you got? Would you tell? You got audience? Stand up if you would tell if you got too much change. Stand up if you would tell.
Be honest.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people standing up. For real, you would tell the truth. Yeah?
We're in a recession, Tyra.
Okay, there was one more thing that went down at the mixer. Take a look. As the night wound down, the hidden cameras had one more chance to catch the guests in a little moral dilemma. Earlier, the guests were politely told that when the party was officially over, they could take home one of every item on the gift table.
Everyone just have fun. Stay till the end of the night because we have some really cool free stuff for you.
It was mostly Tyra Show mugs and t-shirts. But stashed away under the table were some big gift bags that the guests were specifically told they could not take. Those big gift bags were absolutely off limits. The gift table seemed to make people a little impatient because as soon as they thought nobody was watching, they started grabbing whatever they could. In the middle of it all, Alicia spotted one of the hidden cameras. And she pointed it out to Sarah Beth and Nancy. But did that stop the three women from going after the big gift bag stashed under the table? Nope. So, Sarah Beth.
In my defense, I was never told directly that they were not for the guests. They told me they were not for the guests.
So that's what you would say on the witness stand.
I did, but also I went up to our lovely producer and I said goodnight and I showed it to her on my shoulder, so she saw what I was doing, and I thought maybe there would be the line where she would cross over and say, that's not for you. Drop it.
So you were waiting to be policed.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen, so that made it okay. I love her logic. I heard it from somebody else. So it's almost like, like say there's some new law or something, and if if somebody else told you that there was a new law, but you didn't hear it from the government, you know what I mean? It doesn't count. And Nancy, what were you thinking when you took the bag?
I succumbed to peer pressure.
Peer pressure. So
do you have the tape where I was saying, no, we can't do this? And then I succumbed. They're like, come on, come on.
Alicia really was the instigator. She kind of reeled us in.
Well, I'll admit, I don't necessarily take gift bags that they say don't take, because I don't even know if they really do that in Hollywood. They want you to take it, but they want you to take one. And sometimes I will walk out with 5 or 6. I really will. I really will. This is for my cousin, this is for my mama, this is for my daddy. We'll be right back.
I saw the free food there, and I went for it. And you know what? I would do it again.
If we're all guilty together, then we're not guilty at all.
I did contemplate about giving it back, but I was like, you know what? We're in a recession. Screw it. I'm going to take it.
Up next, how bad are you? Do you eat grapes and things at the grocery store without paying?
There's nothing wrong with it. If they ask me, I'll pay for it.
But if they don't,
I don't pay for it.
And later, would you lie about a relative's death to get off work? You told the truth, it was just 4 weeks old.
It was convenient for me.
Yes. So, we're asking the question today, how bad are you? Do you steal other people's food? Do you keep money when you get too much change by accident? Would you swipe a gift bag that was not meant for you, or take 5 or 6 for your uncle and your mom and your cousin? Well, we posted a TyraShow.com How Bad Are You survey, and thousands of people fessed up to their badness in all kind of everyday situations. Now, the audience is going to play along, and everybody at home, I want you to play along too, okay? First, I want you to check out the first survey scenario.
Have you ever taken towels from a hotel?
Anybody? Towels from a hotel? Stand up if you've taken towels from a hotel. Stand up. Stand up if you've taken towels from a hotel. Wow. You know, hotels should do like a count thing and then like see how many are missing and then charge your ass on your bill, like on your credit card. Okay, we're gonna see the results of the survey. How many people take hotel towels?
81% said yes.
Gosh, no wonder hotels are having issues now with the economy. Nadia is here, so I understand that Nadia is a professional hotel towel taker.
Yes. Anytime I go to hotels, I love to take the towels, the soaps, the shampoo.
Well, the soaps and shampoo is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to take those.
I even like to take the sheets, though.
Wait. I have never heard of taking the sheets. That is so obvious. The maid is going to come in and totally know that that was stolen.
Yeah, yes. One time, as I was walking out, the housekeeper was walking in, and she realized that the sheets was gone, and she came out the hallway like, Miss. Good thing the elevator was coming, because I just hopped in and exited out the hotel.
Oh my gosh.
I have like over 10 sets of sheets at home.
Hotel sheets?
Yes.
I've never heard of that. Have you guys heard of that? The sheets? That is a new thing. Okay, joining us is local scientist and author of Decoding Love, Andrew Trees. He's been here to talk about a lot of love stuff. Now he's going to talk about the science behind people's behavior. He's breaking it down. Andrew, why don't people think they're stealing when they take stuff from hotels? Towels, sheets, stuff like that.
First of all, what she's doing, she's not stealing towels. She's stripping that room bare. That's a whole different level. But I think the reason most people feel comfortable doing that is it's very different when you do something in an institutional setting versus when you do it personally. So a lot of people will steal towels from a hotel and not feel any bad feelings.
Because it's a big
that's right. It's a faceless hotel chain. Whereas almost no one, I hope, would steal towels from a friend's house when they visit.
Got it. Okay, let's go to the next scenario.
Have you ever been in a fender bender and left the scene?
Anybody been in a car accident and left the scene? Oh my gosh! This side? So you didn't just like little notes on the car, like, I'm so sorry, here's my number, call me, my insurance is XYZ. Dang. Okay, let's see the survey of the results. See the survey results.
28% said yes.
Percent said yes. That's about the percentage of the audience that said yes. Amanda, are you a fender bender runawayer?
I had an incident. My sister is dating this guy, and I particularly didn't care for him at all. I was at my house, and it was nighttime, and I was in a bit of a hurry, and he had parked right behind me, and I didn't see his car. And I backed into his back side door and left a little dent and a little discoloration, and I just left. I didn't tell him about it. A couple weeks later, my sister's like, you know, there's a dent on my boyfriend's car, you know, I wonder where he got it. And I was like, I have no idea.
Oh my God. Is she still with him?
Yeah, they are.
Oh my God, they are so coming after you.
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh my gosh. Andrew, more than 1 in 4 people have fled the scene of a fender bender. Is it because they just don't want to pay?
Well, in her case, there's clearly an element of revenge.
Yeah,
but
exactly. There's
in
a
general,
little bit of I don't like
I think
you.
what happens is this is sort of a sign of when we live in large, modern societies, where in traditional societies, it's small and there are face-to-face relationships, and it means that people are much more likely to feel responsible for others in the society, even when they don't know them. Whereas in large settings, particularly cities, you find that people don't have that relationship, and so they're much less likely to hold to the kind of standards that you would with people you know. And so in places like New York, you find this behavior a lot more than you would, for instance, in a small town, in a rural place.
Gosh, so it's the thing of I don't know you and you don't matter and I'm going to keep driving and hope nobody saw me. Interesting. Let's check out the next scenario.
Have you ever eaten food in a grocery store before paying for it?
Anybody ate the food at the grocery store without paying for it? Oh my gosh. It's the entire, it's like 90% of the audience. Dang.
After this, even the people who haven't are going to be like, I'm eating food in the grocery store.
Oh my gosh. I'm totally seeing why we're in a recession. Okay. Child banks going under, grocery stores going to start going under. Okay, let's see the survey results.
63% said yes.
Marie is here. So Marie, this is your thing. You're into this.
Oh my God, yeah, I do love to eat food. And I go to the grocery, I pick from the grapes to the cherries to the apples. And then I start.
Wait, the apples?
Yeah, I do eat apples. And
You eat
while
the
I'm
apple.
doing
I feel, you know, the grape, you know, you feel like you can kind of get away with that.
yeah, but
the
you can push the cart and eat an apple at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wow.
Pineapple? Will you do a pineapple, or is that
Just a regular
too much?
delicious
So what about,
apple.
how do you clean it? Do you clean it?
I just rub it in my clothes.
On your clothes?
I mean, I'm not really.
And I understand you have kids?
Yes.
And do they participate?
Yeah, well, you know, they don't really participate on daily basis, but if I take them to the grocery and they want chips or apple, they just give it to them, and they sit there in the cart and they push it in the aisle, and it's no big deal. The way I look at it, it's like there's nothing wrong with it. If they ask me, I'll pay for it.
But if they don't?
I don't pay for it.
Okay. Why do you think so many people think it's okay to eat the food in the grocery store and not pay?
Well, first of all,
apples and things.
I
Never
love her
heard that one.
justification. I love food, right? As if I came to you eating that. I love food. I can't help it. We're in a grocery store. I think for most people, actually, it's one of those situations where it's very easy to convince yourself that you're not even stealing. I mean, I find when I'm in the line at the grocery store, people with those you get your salad weighed, and then you go out. They're sitting there in line. They're just shoveling it in the whole time. And I think if I went up to them and said, you're stealing food, they'd look at me like, are you crazy? What? I'm going to buy this salad. I'm not stealing.
Oh, so they eat before the weighing. That's a good idea for the self-serve yogurt places. Do it yourself. Start eating
Don't
it and then
encourage this
weigh. Ooh,
lawlessness.
don't
You should
do
not.
that. Do not do that. We'll be right back.
I'm glad I dinged his car. Karma's a bitch. He hurt my sister, and now I hurt his car.
Still to come, how bad are you? Do you steal office supplies from your work?
Have you ever gotten caught?
I have gotten
You
caught.
have?
Yeah, they took me in an office and they used the words embezzling.
Being very honest in answering the question, how bad are you? We did a survey on TyraShow.com, and everybody's playing along. The entire studio's playing along and being quite honest. And at home, you playing along too. I hope you are. We've seen how a lot of people steal the towels from hotels and actual sheets, which I've never heard of before until today. How people scarf food in the grocery store without paying. I've heard of the grapes. I've done the grape thing, but never heard of apples and potato chips. And if they don't ask you to pay, she ain't paying. And a lot of the audience, a big percentage of the audience, have had car accidents and not left a note or anything and just kind of scooted off. Now we're going to see bad people when it comes to dating, love. Ooh.
Have you ever lied about being pregnant?
Stand up if you lied about having a baby in your stomach that wasn't there. Ooh, we got one. We got one. Who else? You two? Two. Who else? Who else? Anybody back here? Just two? Let's see how many people admitted to lying about being pregnant on our survey.
24% said yes.
Wow, that many lied about being pregnant. Wow, I didn't think it'd be that high. Faye, you've lied about being pregnant.
I sure did.
Why did you lie?
Well, Tyra, you know, I was dating this nice young man. He was my manager at work, and Brooks Brothers suits, Armani suits, very good looking.
Wait, he was your manager?
He was my manager.
So he was your boss?
He was my boss.
Okay.
But after he got the goods, then, you know, he didn't want to be bothered anymore. So
what's the goods? I don't know.
You know.
You got your goody goodies.
You know.
Okay.
And so I was angry about that. So I didn't want to have anything to do with him after that, but I just wanted to get back. So I called him up and told him I was pregnant.
But I understand that he was attached to somebody.
Yes, he was, but I didn't know that at the time.
Oh, you didn't know he had a girlfriend?
No.
So you told him you were pregnant, and then what?
And then that's when he told me that he had a girlfriend, and he was dealing with me for about a month afterwards, because I never told him the truth until about a month later. But after that, I was like, okay, I'm just going to let him off the hook.
Wow. Okay. So almost a quarter of the people lied about being pregnant. I didn't think it'd be that high. Why is that? Why did they think it's not wrong?
Well, one of the things that happens, one of the issues that a lot of women face is commitment and trying to either find out how committed a guy is or trying to commit more than he wants to. And so pregnancy is one way to do that, to up the stakes. And that's why women sometimes tell that lie as a way to test that commitment or to get more commitment.
Oh, interesting. I've heard of women getting pregnant to keep a man and saying they're on birth control. How many people did that? Uh-oh.
They can't say it now because they're married with kids.
Of course they can't say that now. I know there's some in the audience. That's real common. My ponytail's tripping. Okay, check out the next scenario.
Have you ever said you loved someone just to have sex?
Anybody said I love you just to have sex? Unfortunately, our audience is mostly women. So this is usually a guy thing. Any guys that say, I love you, baby, you know you are the one. You know I love you. I've only known you for a week, but anybody?
I think it's my husband does that.
Your husband does that?
There, yeah.
Yes? What do you mean your husband does that?
He used to tell me he loves me so much just to get laid.
Just to get laid?
Yeah.
But then he got you, though.
Afterwards, he did.
Afterwards. Okay, let's see the results.
She likes food.
34% said yes.
Okay, we've got Louie here. Louie, you have told a girl that you loved her just to get some.
Yes, I was set up on a blind date a while back, and I took her to a nice restaurant and got a bottle of wine, and we hit it off really well, and got a couple drinks at the bar afterwards, and then she invited me back to her place, and she put on some mood music and started getting busy, and then I told her I loved everything about her, and I loved her.
Wait, you started getting busy, you mean you started making out?
Like, we started sort of like dancing and kissing.
Oh, just kind of sexy
and,
talk.
But like the whole night we had hit it off pretty well, and I told her I loved everything about her, and I loved everything about her, and I loved her, and we had sex that night.
So you think if you did not tell her that you loved everything about her, she wouldn't have given in?
I don't know, because I tried to talk to her like 2 days later, and we ended up hanging out a week later, but it was kind of awkward. And maybe I think I pushed it too much by saying that.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it really went like a little too far.
Got
with
it.
me.
So what did you really feel about her? That she was disgusting and gross, but you just wanted to hit it and quit it?
No, I really did like her, and I tried to pursue the whole relationship thing even after.
But you just said the love part too early.
I said it too soon, yes.
Too soon.
And that's where I learned.
All right, about a third of people lie to say they want some sex. It's usually the boy, right?
Right. This is sort of the flip side of the commitment problem, where men are trying to prove their commitment often to get sex. And so a very common lie among men is to say that they love them. And this is actually, there's the old saying is that women give sex to get love and men give love to get sex. So
Ooh. Got it. Check out the next dating situation.
Have you ever lied to your mate about being on birth control?
This is the one I was talking about earlier about the girl saying, oh yeah, I'm on birth control. I just want to have your baby. I'm lying. Anybody lie about being on birth control? Of course y'all ain't gonna tell the truth. I know we got an audience full of women, and y'all have done that because you want his baby and you want him to be your baby daddy, and you don't want him to leave you, and you want to get pregnant so you can have his baby so he feel guilty, he don't go nowhere, but then he leave you anyway, and then you stuck with the baby and not him, and then you mad at the baby, but then you learn to love the baby, and then you have to take him to court for child support. I know you in this audience.
41% said yes.
Hey, I know you're in the audience. Bentley is here. I know you did this, Bentley. Tell us what happened.
Well, I think mine is on the flip side of things,
Tell
actually.
us.
I was dating a guy for a while, and I really liked him, and he liked me a lot as well. And he wanted to have a baby. He's like, hey, B, you know, let's make a baby. Okay, sure, let's practice. Okay. So I said that I had stopped taking my birth control so that we could get pregnant, when in actuality I was still taking my birth control, and I really played, into it. I was like, oh, we would go to the mall. Oh, do you see that baby buggy? Oh, it is so
You would
cute.
say that?
Oh my God, look at this outfit. We're gonna get the baby this Juicy Couture sweatsuit. And I would be like so serious about it. But yeah, no,
You didn't
no
want
baby.
his baby?
No.
No.
God, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He was a really nice guy, and I'm sure our kids would have been hot because I would be the mom. But no, I mean, I just didn't want his kids.
And are you with him now?
No.
No.
Do you see?
Nothing.
I mean,
He's gone.
no ring.
So you
that was another thing. Like, I don't want to be someone's baby monster. Like, I want to be a wife and then have children.
Baby monster? I never heard that before.
Baby
That's the new baby mama.
Baby mama that goes like horribly awry, who's like really nasty and vengeful.
Oh,
I don't want to be that person.
Okay. So, lying about protection, typical behavior. I haven't heard it so much with her way.
That's right. It's usually the opposite way.
Yeah.
But this is one of the big issues that all couples face, is if and when to have children. So it's not surprising to find deception creep in over that, because there are a lot of
Yeah.
struggles over those questions.
I always tell men that you are in control if you want a baby or not. Pretty much means if you don't want a baby, wrap it up tight, right? If you really, really don't want a baby, you gotta cut them, snip it, do something. Wrap it up. But I always tell men that, like, you're helpless. The women have the power, so you gotta protect yourself if you don't want one. We'll be right back.
How dare he sleep with me and not call me back? Okay, I called his girlfriend and I told her I'm pregnant. She told him, hey, I got revenge. I'm done. Bye.
So we're having fun today, but we're really digging into the question, how bad are you? How bad are you? Thousands of people took our TyraShow.com survey, and so far we've been talking about things like stealing food from the grocery store, not paying for it, or getting into a car accident with a parked car and you just leave, you don't leave a note or anything, about lying about being in love just to have sex with somebody, or lying about being on birth control, or saying you're not on birth control, but you are, and you're lying and saying that you want to have his baby, but you don't. Okay, we're going to find out how bad people are when it comes to the workplace and school, escuela. Check it out.
Have you lied about a relative dying as an excuse to skip work?
How many people have done that? How many people's grandmother has died like 10 times at 10 different jobs? You done that? I know we've had the dying grandmother. Oh, this is maternal grandmama, paternal. This is my great grandmama. Okay, so let's see the results.
45% said yes.
I'm so sorry for your loss. Of course, take the day off.
Roxanne?
I lied about my grandmother passing away. She had passed away 4 weeks prior, and one night I was out with my girlfriends. We were getting a little loose and stuff, and I could already tell I was gonna have a hangover in the morning. So I sent, at like 3 in the morning, I sent my manager an email that I'm not gonna be able to go. My grandmother literally just passed away 20 minutes ago. So, I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. And he called me the next morning, and I was hungover, almost still drunk. And I didn't really feel bad because I know my grandmother would want to help me out.
I find it so interesting that you told the truth, it was just 4 weeks later.
Yeah, it was just when it was convenient for me.
Yes. Almost half of the people have done this. Why do people do the dead relative thing?
Well, in institutional settings like school or work, people feel much less hesitation to tell lies like that than they do to people they know well, to friends, family.
Got it.
Family would be difficult. They share the
And it seems like
relatives.
they're also playing on that guilt. You know, as a boss, you can't go, you lying. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're feeling it, you just have to go, okay, we're sorry, we'll see you later.
Because
okay.
if you're wrong,
yes.
very awkward.
You know what the boss should say? Oh my God, that's so sad. Can you give me the information to the funeral home? Because I'd like to send some flowers. Yeah. Check out the next scenario.
Have you ever stolen office supplies?
Anybody? Office supplies? Stole office supplies? Okay, so paper, pencils, pens, blah, blah. Anybody stole like fax machines and like, no? No fax machines, no copiers, no. Little pitty stuff? Okay, let's see the survey results.
78% said yes.
Really? You stole stuff, office
Yeah.
supplies. What type of stuff?
Like cleaning stuff because I used to work maintenance, so I would just take, let's say, glass cleaner during lunch and go outside and clean my car, and then instead of, instead of bringing it back in, I would just put it in my trunk, and it became a habitual habit.
Yeah.
And then I would steal toilet paper because you could always use that at home.
Yeah. But see, the toilet paper in like workplaces is kind of crunchy. It's not super soft.
Roll with the punches.
Okay. Why do you think so many people think it's okay to steal office supplies?
I think a lot of people at work, they tend to feel underappreciated or underpaid, and so one way they deal with that is actually stealing office supplies to try to feel like they're getting some back.
Oh, got it. Like I worked too hard and I want something back. Have you ever gotten caught?
Yes, I have gotten
You
caught.
have?
Yeah, they took me in an office and they used the words embezzling. And they tried to explain it to me that, they trusted me with these items and I just took the items.
You embezzled the Windex.
Yeah, it was embezzlement of toilet paper.
Let's check out the next scenario.
Have you ever cheated on an exam?
Duh, like 125% of people, if that even makes sense. Who cheated on an exam before? Yeah. Not even at school? Nothing? Oh my God, I've so cheated in class before. Yeah, you write stuff down, and kids cheat like totally differently now. I hear that they like text answers to each other, or if a classroom has all computers, they IM and craziness. Let's see the results of our survey.
71% said yes.
Jeremy, you're a cheetah. Tell us.
So last year I was in my Italian class and...
Ciao bello, come stai?
Yes.
Oh yeah, somebody needed to cheat. Okay.
So, in class we got sprung a test. She's like, oh, we're gonna have a test on the past 3 chapters next class. And I'm like, oh, Italian 1, how hard can that be? So I show up to class that day and there's this like 5-page test in front of me. I look at these words, I don't even think some of them are Italian. So I start flipping through and I have no idea. So thankfully my friend was sitting there and I'm like, psst, let me see. So she moves her arm, I do the pen thing, it's like, oh no. And it's working pretty well. And then my teacher happens to come behind me for a couple seconds. She's like, I think you need to move desks. So I get up, go to the front of the room. Then she's there in front of me and is like, I'll let it slide this time, but try harder next time. It's pretty obvious.
And you really can't speak any Italian.
No, I can.
Pace sulla terra. What'd I just say?
I don't know.
Why do so many people cheat on tests?
Well, cheating has a long history going way back in time, so this is nothing new. But I think it's gotten worse these days because people feel even more pressure to succeed in terms of getting ahead and whatnot. I think also we face more distractions ever before, so people let studying, things like that slide, as our non-speaking Italian friend there.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Look, if you say you're not doing it, you're lying. Come on, everyone does it.
Check out the new.
We got some more How Bad Are You questions. You guys enjoying the show? Yeah? It's a fun show. We're going to see how bad people are when it comes to friendship.
Have you ever slept with your friend's mate?
Ever got busy with your friend's man, your friend's woman? Anybody? Stand up if you have. Stand up if you have. Uh-oh, these two friends who are in the blue and the yellow are nudging each other. What's going on? Oh, did you sleep with her man? Oh, no, just somebody else. It's okay, let's see the survey results.
21% said yes.
21% said yes. Will? Will, you're guilty of this.
Yes, I am Tyra Banks.
Okay, tell Tyra Banks. Okay, tell us about what happened.
I used to work at a gym, and then one of the guys that used to come in the gym, he became my workout partner. We hit it off, and one of his girlfriend at the time worked at the gym too. So like everybody was cool, and then once his girl showed up to my house without him, and I was like, oh hey, but she was like kind of tipsy and stuff, but I wasn't really in the mood. Plus I knew her boyfriend, my workout partner, so I told her to go. I was like, why don't you bounce, and everything like that. And then my homeboy comes downstairs, is like, there's a girl in your bed waiting for you. And I was like, word? Okay. So I walk upstairs and it's her. And so I was like, nah, I'm not even really into this. And I tried, to
But you hit it?
Me. But then I realized she wants it, I gotta give it to her. So I did. Yeah.
And then what about like the friend? What happened?
I saw him around the gym afterwards and everything like that. I felt really bad about it, but it was just awkward, Yeah. I never talked to him. Well, he knows now.
Almost 1 in 4 people say that they've done this, Andrew.
Well, there's certainly lots of biological signs that we have tendencies towards promiscuity as a species, although most people feel a sense of loyalty to friends that restrains them from acting on those. That's why you don't find a larger percentage, even though people are commonly attracted to friends, mates of friends or whatnot. They don't usually do anything about it.
Okay, let's see the next scenario.
Have you ever taken money from a friend's wallet?
That one's pretty big.
Yeah.
Anybody ever stole money from a friend's wallet? Uh-oh, you have? Stand on up. What's your name?
Sue.
Sue, you stole money from a friend's wallet. Tell us the story.
She owed me money for a long time, so I took it back.
Oh, she owed you money, and you were like, you're not paying me back, so I'm just going to steal.
Yeah.
I should have done that. I had a friend, and we're not friends anymore, and she owed me hundreds of dollars. And she didn't really have that kind of money in her house, but I probably should have gone to her house and just taken some furniture or something. I mean, we really broke up. We're not friends anymore because of it. Okay, let's see the survey results.
24% said yes.
Bentley, you took money from a friend.
I did, and I want to preface this by saying I'm not a bad person, people, okay? But I went out with my best friend, who's my roommate. She was like really stressed. She's a psychologist, so she's like, oh, let's go out, let's have fun. Cool, we go to the bar. It's time to pay, and I'm like, okay, here's my card. And they're like, ma'am, your card's declined. Here's another card. Ma'am, your card's declined. Oh. So I go in her purse. She's already, wasted. She's intoxicated. So I just went in her purse, took out a couple 20s, left a nice tip, and said, peace. And I was done. I mean...
And you never told her?
I just did.
You just did. So, stealing from your friend.
This is a big taboo. I mean, most people won't do that kind of thing simply because they know the person, there's a relationship there. That's why stealing hotel towels, most people don't have an issue with. Stealing money from a friend's wallet, I think most people would draw the line and say that's way too far.
Would borrowing money from a friend and knowing you're not going to pay them back have to be stealing in a way, or not really?
Does a friend know you're borrowing it?
Yes.
And they know you might not pay it back?
Yeah, yes. No, they don't know.
Oh, they don't know.
Like, I need $50. I swear I'll pay you back, and you're not going to pay them back. To me, that's stealing. You can tell I got issues. That's happened to me a million times. We'll be right back. break, we pulled out this wall here, and I wish you could have heard the audience. You guys went, oh my gosh. And the reason why they were reacting so big is this is the wall of shame. When they got here, they all took one card and wrote down the worst thing, the baddest thing that they have done. Okay, so I'm going to pick some off and read some of them. They were done anonymously, but if you want to step up to the plate and admit what you did, that's good. Before we start, there was one that just stood out to me. And where is it? She said that she faked a family emergency to her teachers to come here today. So somebody lied to come to the Tyra show today. It's probably a couple of those. Okay, so here's one. It says, I ate someone's lunch at work. So they brought their, is it you? You're like right here and it's you? Where's the mic? What's your name?
Mary.
Mary. So somebody brought their lunch and put it in the fridge and you ate it?
Yeah, Tyra, I was so hungry. I was so busy at work, and the refrigerator was downstairs in the basement. So I kind of went and I grabbed this really yummy looking pork chop.
Oh, it was a pork chop.
And I ate it.
That is so funny. I would be scared to eat a leftover pork chop from somebody else.
I know.
Because you don't know if it got trichinosis, salmonella. I don't know. I'd be a little nervous. So I thought it was going to be like a sandwich. She ate a pork chop. Okay. How many of you guys would do this? How many of you guys would steal somebody else's lunch and eat it? You would? No? Nobody? Nobody? You guys are scared of the trichinosis too? I don't even know if I'm saying that word right. Okay. Next one is, oh, this is a good one. I skipped out on a restaurant bill because I didn't have any money. Who said that? I skipped out. Oh my gosh. Stand on up. What's your name?
Colleen.
So you didn't pay the bill.
Yeah, it was my birthday. We all went out to dinner, and I didn't bring any money because obviously it's my birthday. So we went out to dinner, and next thing you know, well, my friends didn't have enough money, and we just skipped, and I can never go to that restaurant ever again. It was like the worst.
Oh my gosh.
I love the fact that she was like, it's my birthday, right? On birthday, right?
It's my birthday.
Like, all meals are free on my birthday.
Denny's used to have the free birthday. Was it Denny's? It was not
No,
Denny's.
it was.
Okay. Next. Here's one. I bet everybody's going to stand up for this one. It says, I bought a dress, partied in it, and returned it. Who did that? You did that? Stand up. What's your name?
My name's Kristen.
Kristen. What kind of dress was it?
It was a little black dress. It was really hot, and we were going out in the city for New Year's. I didn't have money to pay for it, so I bought it, went out, partied in it, and returned it the next day. And they didn't say anything. I got my money back. So.
Did you sweat? Did you dance in it?
I used Febreze.
Did that not sound like a commercial? That sounded like a commercial.
This is again the sort of institutional setting, right, where you'd be reluctant to steal clothing from a friend. You'd perhaps borrow it, but you wouldn't steal clothing. But from a clothing store and institutional setting, people feel more comfortable doing that.
Okay, we'll be right back.
You know those wrinkles that are settled in so deep? Repair them with Revitalift Deep Set Wrinkle Repair.
Funny stuff on this board. Anyway, to share your dirty deed, like we have our dirty deed board here, you can go to tyrashow.com and post it on our wall of shame, our virtual wall of shame. And if you want to find out how bad you are, take our quiz and find out. We know our audience is bad. You guys are very, very bad. I bet you're bad too. But it's kind of like good bad. It's not like real evil. Fierce and love.